Hi everyone, Release Fire here. So I'm going to talk you through how to get all of the small keys in Key Cavern. It's the third of the dungeons in the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch. And the reason I'm going to cover them is because there's loads and loads that you need to get to be able to make it through to the Nightmare boss. So I'm going to talk you through those now, and the first one is really easy. You probably already picked this up. It's in the second room. And you get it by taking out all of the enemies. So this is the really easy one to pick up, and then after this you just want to keep on heading upwards through that door, and that will eventually bring you to these stairs. Now obviously there's other stuff to do in this dungeon, but I'm just talking you through where the locations are for all of the small keys. So head down the stairs and take out all of these enemies, and then you'll be free to start going through these key doors. And it's in these key doors that you'll find some of the other keys. So if you start by heading down into this one, simply open the door and head on in, and then you've got another sequence where you need to take out all of the enemies. Now most of them are relatively easy, you just need to take them out, but the one with the crazy face has, you've got to place bombs. Anytime you get close to it, it will just disappear. So place a bomb on the platform and let it kind of travel along these kind of like platforms, these moving platforms, and it will eventually get them. So if you just do 2, that should be enough to take it out, and that is the second of the keys. But you can see the platforms move, so you've got to move and get the key before it goes off the edge or anything crazy happens to it. But it should be okay, I think, on that one, looking at the directions of all the arrows. And then heading up into the room above that, we've got a whole load more enemies to take out. So again, just finish these off, and that'll give you another one of your keys. Now these early ones are really easy to get. It's the later ones that are going to be a little bit more challenging. But for that one, you just kind of want to move out of the way when it's dropping from the ceiling and then get it with your sword. Doesn't take loads of health, so it's not one that you massively have to worry about, but that is another one of the small keys. So then heading on over to the right, this is the next room that we're going to go through, and this will lead through to another section up above. So if you just keep following that around and up the stairs, you'll come into this room and you'll have this little guy to finish off. But there's a load of others hiding around, so if you just keep following around this platform, taking out all of the enemies as you go, this will then lead to another one of the small keys. You might not have realized that looking at the room, that there's loads of enemies to take out, because it kind of implies that you just head straight up, but you've got to go around and take out all the enemies, and that will give you one of the keys. Now when you eventually take out the mini boss, you'll get the warp and you'll be able to head back to the beginning of Dungeon 3. Here is where you'll be able to use the Pegasus boots, which you will have found in this dungeon, and the Pegasus boots will help you to get close to this thing, and with your sword you should be able to take it out and open the chest that previously was impossible to get to, and then walk back up to the top and come into this room over to the left, and you will find it in that room there on the map. And essentially you've got 2 more of the crazy face guys, and again it's just a case of hitting them with bombs. If you're struggling to find bombs, there's a room just north of here that will give you lots of bombs, and you can always walk back to the beginning, smash some of the pots, and that will give you more bombs. So there's always a good supply of bombs in Key Cavern, so keep on throwing the bombs. You've got to drop them and throw them to be able to get them. The bombs don't need to be super close to these 2 to finish them off. You just need to get them in a close enough proximity. Like you can see, that's quite a way away, but it does have a blast radius strong enough to be able to get them. And then the last bomb, throw it in. That one's landed a little bit closer, so that should finish it off. And that drops another one of the small keys. Now I've been saving this next one for this section because it follows up that little section quite well. So head back into the 4 rooms with the stairs, and what you're looking to do is take out all of the little enemies first before you fight these 2 dudes. And then again it's a case of throwing bombs. Now, it's a little bit more tricky, so you want them over on the right hand side is slightly easier, and then if you drop the bomb just here facing it and then pick the bomb up and walk and throw and then head back, you should be able to just get it close enough to get in your hits. Now repeat that process for the other guy and keep going through the cycles. Make sure you've got enough bombs to be able to do this before you enter the room. Try not to waste any bombs, because if you kind of get part way through it and you use up all your bombs without taking them out, you'll have to come back into the room and start the whole process again. So it is worthwhile being really accurate with your throws. And then drop the last one here, throw it on over to the crazy face. I don't know what these characters are called. Anybody know? Drop me a comment below. But that finishes it off and it gives you the key. And you can see that it lands on the platform. And this one can go over the edge. So it is worth picking up as soon as you can. So then head on around here from that central platform. And you can see we've got a room in the top right hand corner. Now these bombs behave a little bit different, as in they chase you a little bit like bob-ombs in Super Mario, with a number countdown in terms of when they're going to go off. What you want to do is trigger them and run away and try to get enough space before their last one. And then that will bring you through into this room where you've already picked up the chest. And I think that's where the Pegasus boots were, in case you didn't know. And what we're looking to do is drop a bomb just here, because we've seen as we came along that platform at the top that there is a doorway here to be made using bombs. So that brings us through here, take out these crazy bombs that fire around, and that will drop you the next of the small keys. So pick that up and you're getting pretty close to being able to open all of the doors in the game. If you're not too sure where this is, you can see it on the map there, so hopefully that's going to help you find it pretty easily. And that should be enough of the keys for you to get through all of the doors. However, there is an alternative way to do it. You could use the keys earlier on the central key lock section, where you've got the 4 locks to be able to take out. Straight away, if you do that and ignore some of the earlier doors that you could have opened, then you'll get through to this section where the nightmare key door is. And if you kill all the enemies in this room, which you can see on the map there, that'll give you another one of the small keys. And you can see that actually what that means is there's a spare key here in Key Cavern. So you've kind of got options in terms of how you want to do this, if you want to get all of the earlier ones, or if you want to save one of the doors and head on through quicker. So that's it. That's all of the small keys in Key Cavern on The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch. Hopefully it helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel with the links on the left hand side, and check out the rest of my series on The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments below and I'll catch you next time.